We are spiritual beings having a human experience, and part of the human experience is the experience of being a certain gender, being a male, being a female. And so this experience is going to be slightly different, maybe a little bit more than slightly, if you're a male or if you're a female, simply because the vehicle that you're driving, the car that you're driving, is wired a little bit differently, right? There are certain hormones in males, such as testosterone, that are more prominent in males. Certain hormones, such as estrogen, oxytocin, right? The love hormone, they're more prominent in females, and that's just the way the vehicle is designed. It's like trying to drive a Lamborghini and then trying to drive a big giant SUV. They're just wired differently. You're not gonna park them the same. You're not gonna drive them the same, right? They have different functions. There are certain landscapes that the Lamborghini would do better in, certain landscapes a big SUV would do better in. In the same way, it's important to understand the differences between us, between males and females, so that we can get closer to one another. Because at the core of it, really, at the basic of it, the core of it, males, females, we want the same things. We want love, we want care, we want to be understood, we want pleasure. We're pleasure monkeys, right? And really, in order for us to bring each other to that closeness, that similarity, the oneness, the Christ consciousness, we gotta understand the differences, right? So, in order to do that, I got 5 things for you guys here. If you're a man and you start to embody more of these qualities, you'll become more attractive to women, for sure, you know, without a doubt. So, the first thing first, you guys know how much I love to look at this as a video game, because it is a video game, the Earth video game, simulation, right? This is a simulation, and let's try and look at it here from the perspective of a female character, right? Let's take a look at a male character. If I'm a female character and I'm a little bit different, I'm wired differently than the male character. The male character has more testosterone. The male character, because of the way he's designed, because of the car that he's driving, he's more inclined to be stronger physically and do things that require more physical strength and more resiliency and more of a grindy type activities. I don't know how else to describe it. So, if I'm a female character, I'd definitely be attracted to a physically strong male. Definitely, without a question. I'm trying to put myself here. If I was a female character, right, what would I look in a male character to complement my female character, right? Because if I'm in a female character, I don't have as much testosterone as the man, and I have more estrogen, and I have, you know, more of that oxytocin. So, you know, I have a bit more of a caring nature, a nurturing nature. I am biologically designed to give birth to a baby, right? So I definitely want to look and be attracted to a male character that is strong, that is physically strong, that is physically fit. And, you know, probably the first image that pops to your head when I say physically strong is like, you gotta be like Arnold, right? Like, really fucking jacked. No, as long as, I mean, if you can run, right, that means you can provide, that means you can hunt. You can be skinny, you can look skinny, but you can be really strong, right? You can run for like 4 or 5 hours in a row. And if you were living in a tribe, that's what really counts. So a fit, let's say a fit male, okay? Physically fit male. And I'm putting this as number one because really it's pretty key, man. It's pretty key, okay? It is key for a man to be able to hold himself physically, to have good stamina, to be able to lift stuff, to be able to be strong, right? I mean, that's what a male that's what, you know, one of the key distinctions between a male character and a female character. Yes, a female can be strong. There are strong females out there, but even in sports, right? Take the best tennis player and the best male tennis player and female tennis player, right? It's not fair to even compare because, again, the cars are differently. They're wired differently, right? So, as a female, I'd be attracted to a physically fit, physically strong man. So that's number one, okay? Strength. Let's put it as strength/fitness. Fit guy, let's say, okay? Number two, empathy, right? It's not, I mean, it's one thing to be strong and have this testosterone and really, you know, exert yourself as a man. But if you don't have empathy, you might be able to attract the woman initially, but she's not staying. Because, again, you know, the empathy is our higher self here, right? That the first part, the strength, the testosterone-filled part of the equation, that's more of our animal nature, right? But then there's the empathy, which is more of our higher self. This is our higher nature. And women, just, again, the way they're wired, biologically designed to give a birth to a baby, which is a very selfless act, right? We all pop out of a vagina. Take that in. We all pop out of a vagina. The woman character is elected, is chosen by, let's say, the God consciousness to give birth, which means it's designed for more empathy. And if you're not an empathic man, if you don't show empathy to your woman, and if you don't show empathy to people around you, yeah, the woman might be initially attracted to you for physical features, maybe, you know, you have some of the other qualities, but she's not staying around if you don't have empathy. No way, man. No way, right? No way. She's not staying around because really, like, when you look at this is our higher self we're talking about here. Empathy, compassion for the woman, compassion and empathy for others, right? By the nature of it, a woman tends to be more insecure than a man. And I would totally understand that because if I was in a woman's body, this is a man's world. Like, if I am physically designed to be weaker, right? And I don't care what any of you feminists and crazy fucking social warrior people say, it is what it is. It's the way, it's the Tao, right? A woman is designed to be smaller, shorter, weaker. If I was that, just by virtue of that alone, I'd feel a little bit insecure. And I'd really want a man that can understand that and can have empathy and compassion for me as a woman, for what it's like to be a woman, right? Women have they can put themselves in other people's shoes better. That's why women can work in teams better than men can, right? Tend to. It's all tendencies we're talking about here. Because they can put themselves in someone else's shoes. But it's something we got to work on as men, because we don't really tend to do that, right? Empathy, compassion for the woman, because if she's not understood, if you're not willing to sit down and actually, like, okay, if I was you, put yourself in her shoes, understand her situation, understand her struggles, her fears, her insecurities, her dreams, her childhood, all of that, right? Then yeah, she's gonna be attracted to you initially if you have the other qualities, but she's not staying around. Okay, so that's number two. So we talked about number one, strength and fitness physically. Number two, empathy. Empathy and compassion for the woman, empathy and compassion for all beings. Very, very attractive feature, man. Very, very attractive if you are truly, genuinely compassionate and empathic. Oh, okay, this is your higher self here. You know, the root of it all, this is what we're here for. All right. Number 3. Social confidence and leadership. Social confidence and leadership. If you are someone who is social, right? You can hang around people, you can easily talk to people, right? And you're friendly and you have a presence and people listen to you and people look at you as a leader, yeah, it's just kind of common sense, isn't it? Like, I don't even know if I want to explain this any further. It's just common sense. You're social, so you're just more attractive, right? This is why if you ever get into the pickup scene, they call it social proof, right? You want to show the girl social proof. You want to show her that, hey, look, I'm really good with people, right? I think what it does is it just increases the I think you guys just saw me get bit here. I think it just increases the trust factor. I really think that's what it is. If a girl sees that you're good with people, if a girl sees that you have whatever followers on Instagram, that's why people like to have these numbers, right? You have this amount of subscribers on YouTube or this amount of followers, you know, or the girl sees you, she meets you in the gym or something, and she sees you talking to everybody and interactive. She can trust you at that point, right? Because she knows you're not a serial killer. She knows you're not some creepy weirdo, some con artist, because she sees, hey, look, well, actually, you can be a con artist and be social. That's what con artist is. But what I'm talking about here is the trust factor increases. She can trust you more. She feels like, okay, he's good with people. He's a people person. He has friends. He has people. You know, he's engaging in other conversations. He's not some creep. You know, he's not some creep or something. So, social confidence and leadership. Pretty common sense to me, it seems. Number 4. A man who has a mission. A man who has something that... a cause. A man with a mission. A man with a cause is very sexy and very attractive. And that's very attractive to women, and that's very attractive to everybody, right? You know, a man on a mission, right? A man on a mission. A man who's got a mission, you know, I got a mission here and I gotta accomplish it. Because we as men, right, we're more designed for goal-oriented type activities. You know, that's just the way we're sort of wired, right? Like, we like to set goals. It's a masculine energy, right? The masculine energy. Men have more masculine energy tendency, right? Again, I'm talking about tendencies here. I'm stereotyping just for the sake of convenience, because, you know, for the majority of people watching, this applies. The male has more masculine energy. The masculine energy type is more goal-oriented, planning, mission accomplished type thinking, right? So we men, we like to set goals, right? So we love sports. You set a goal, okay, we're gonna score this amount of goals and we're gonna beat this team. All the men come together and it's crazy, right? Just more goal-oriented stuff and mission-based stuff. So if you have a mission, and if your mission is of a good nature, you know, it's something that is other than yourself, then that's pretty attractive. You know, that's very attractive. And you'll attract the right type of woman with that kind of, you know, because the right type of woman will be looking for that. And, you know, you can both share your shared vision, your mission for the world, right? So, have a mission, because it's what keeps a man grounded in the worst of times and the best of times. Really, if you have a mission, you can be like just poor, in poverty, and really things are going against you, and still you have a mission. It keeps you grounded, gives you energy, and the more of a divine mission that is. And when I say divine, it just simply means if you feel like it's given to you, if you feel like this is your purpose, if it's purpose driven, and you feel like this is a divine, my divine purpose is to do this, is to do that, then you know, again, it will power you with intense amount of energy and will keep you grounded in yourself as a man. I read a book one time, it's called The Way of the Superior Man, and he says, and I actually agree with him, he says that a woman secretly doesn't want to be number one in a man's life. She wants to be number two after his mission. She, you know, and really, you guys all probably experience this when you become needy towards a woman, right? And you put her as number one and fuck everything else, and you just don't have a mission, you don't care, it's just number one. She starts to become less attracted to you. I'm sure I've experienced it. I'm sure you guys have all experienced this, you know. So just if you keep your mission as number one, then you'll be happy, you'll be grounded, and the woman will be happy too. So that's number 4. And number 5, I had a number 5. So let's see, let's just recap here, because I think if I recap, I'll remember number 5. The first one was physical strength and fitness. 2 is empathy and compassion for all beings. And 3 is social confidence and leadership, right? And number 4 is having a sense of mission, a sense of purpose. Oh yes, which leaves me with number 5. See, recapping helps me remember. Number 5 is having a deep mind, a philosophical mind, and a psychological mind, right? I can't tell you enough how much women find that attractive. A guy with a good mind, with a mind that seeks to improve himself and improve others, that seeks to understand this human psychology, and really, I can't tell you enough how attractive a man's mind is to a woman. Really, like, if you're better off working on your mind, believe me, believe it or not, you're actually better off working on your mind more so than your physical body. Like, if you have a decent physical body, decent fitness, and you have a really powerful mind, like, you're way better off as far as attraction to having women attracted to you. You're far better off, I'm telling you. Can't tell you enough, man. Can't tell you enough, guys. A man's mind is one of the most attractive things to a woman. There's a common complaint in the woman world that men are superficial, and we don't really think very deeply, and we don't really understand very much. And we gotta change that stereotype. We gotta sort of, you know, we gotta change that as men, right? We gotta start to seek to understand more, understand ourselves, our psychology, think more about life, have these deep thoughts, these deep discussions, these deep questions, and really, I think, yeah, that's a very attractive feature, man, okay? But, you know, I think for a lot of you guys here, the fact that you're still watching this video, the fact that you watch my other videos, there's a beautiful caterpillar here. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can. Huh, the caterpillar agrees. The caterpillar agrees, okay? The fact that you guys watch this, I think a lot of you guys are already deep thinkers as it is. So that's good. So a deep thinker. Okay, so that's about it, guys. God bless you all. And I hope all of you can go out there and spread some of that love. Spread some of that love, okay? We have to love each other more as men and as women, and embrace ourselves, because we're one, we're the same. Understand our differences and embrace them and integrate them, right? We're characters playing these roles. So when you try to understand the other character, the woman or the man, you're trying to understand yourself, because you've done all of this shit. Like, you've incarnated into these different roles, you know. Most of us have a 50-50 split, in fact. So if you've had like 1,000 lives, past lives, 500 of those were women. Okay, so it's very important to understand the other, because you're understanding yourself, because you've done this shit, and you, who knows, maybe your next life you come back as a woman. So that's why it's very important to bring ourselves together, because we are one. We are one, okay? Just taking on these characters, these roles, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And yeah, it's a beautiful experience. Let's understand one another, because we are one another. We play each other's characters. We just change roles. That's it. Next spawn, you might just, all right, time for me for a female incarnation, for a female spawn. So it's like, if you're trying to really understand women and really trying to be compassionate to them when you are a woman, then it's much better that way, right? Then you can try to understand men. So that's it. I love every single one of you guys, but don't forget to subscribe, or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.